Stay. Eclipse, no, stay. You ready? Free.
Eclipse. 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 No. No, 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 no.
So upon getting to Korea, we arrived to Korea like early mid-October. Once we got to Korea, we had some Eclipse, come on. We had a little bit of issues with getting Eclipse. So we arrived and we had all of the proper paperwork, except they wanted a certain form for the health certificate. So when you get here, when you ship your dog overseas and everything, you need to have like a dog passport and all the proper documentation and everything that goes with the dog. Along with that, you need to have a certain form for the health certificate, which is an APHIS.
Oh, don't scare me.
7001 form, which is basically international health certificate.
Ooh,
now, when we looked on the website, it didn't say specifically that form, but if you're coming from a military post, more than likely the vet there should know exactly what type of form you need to travel internationally with your dog. Now, because we were on leave at the time and at our home of records, we went to a civilian vet, which they were helpful in getting the health certificate, and they were extremely helpful in making sure that we got the proper form once they were notified what the situation with our dog was. So when we got here, of course we didn't have that form, like I said, so they took Eclipse and put her into she was quarantined for about 7 days. So like our first 7 days of being here, we did not have Eclipse. They took her for a whole quarantine. Now granted, we got the paperwork back before the 7 days were up, but I don't know, personally I think it was something up with the whole quarantine process. I think it was a money thing. So with that as well, so they took her, she was in quarantine and we couldn't get her. Now, because of the nature of how Eclipse acts when we're not around, she's very protective. Anybody who has a canecorso knows how the type of dog they are. Like, they already get a bad rep because they're big and powerful, so people automatically assume they're aggressive. So because of the fact that there was a bunch of strangers and she was in a strange place, and again, nobody knew, she didn't know anybody, you know, she was very defensive with allowing them to just try to handle her on her own. So because of that, you know, we had to get granted permission to go from one post to another post. So we were stationed on Camp Humphreys at the time for our quarantine, and she was on Osan Air Base. So it's about a 30-minute trip in between, in the right Clipsy. So we had to actually like go through and, you know, do all of the different try to make sure she ate and got everything that she needed. So it was a process. It was definitely a process. Now also, one of the other things with being here that's been a little challenging is in this area that we're at, we're in Daegu now, which is so Camp Humphreys is up in like area 3, and then you know, Camp Humphreys is the largest US military post overseas, right? So we're in Daegu, which is a small small post. I mean, it consists of like a couple different posts, but it's a very small post. And there's really no fields here for the dog, so we're constantly like just going around trying to find a post for her to, I mean, not a post, but a field for her to run around in. Like I said, this area is it's a very small area, so we're always trying to find somewhere for her to be able to run around and enjoy her time. Like, we take her on her walk still, but you know, you don't always have to have your dog on the leash. You know, you want to let them run around, enjoy and play. It's all right. So it's been a transition for everybody. We also found out we can get her food here, which was nice, which we have, like I said, changed. So I feed her a little bit of raw, but a little bit of Merrick, and it's another food called Bully Max. Not gonna lie, the Merrick, and once I start feeding her the Merrick though in the raw, you could definitely see the change in her coat. It's gotten shiny, so beautiful. It's just always shiny looking.
No. Back up. Do you see this, Daddy?
You know, it's like frisbee. She likes to play with her frisbee.
I can't. Give me them. Leave it. My hands are quivering. Did you see it?
I don't know why she always jumping. She's silly, man. Why are you jumping, Eclipse? Come here. Leave it. No. Leave it.
Oh. I can hear you. Leave it. No!
Kind of sucks too, because there's not a lot of areas where we could take her to try to socialize. And then because of how they
Stop! No!
but because of how they Koreans, you know, they're not used to big dogs, so you know, with her it's a little different. Like, you know, a big dog like her, it's automatically assumed that she's aggressive or vicious or anything, you know. So it's a little hard, you know. We got to have her muzzled whenever we're outside the gate in public. When we're on the military installation, it's a little different, but again, a little transition. Let's see if we can get a little bit of the mountain in there. Let's see. Let's see a little bit. Let's see. You see a little bit of it up there. A little bit of the mountain. Come on. Last week we didn't hike that one specifically, but we hiked a little bit of a mountain. It was nice. It was a nice transition. Went to like a little dinosaur park, which we got some footage of. We'll post a little bit of that.
Eclipse. No.
Try to get some more hiking in while we're here.
No.
Try to take her on a hike, see how that does with how she does with that. Tire her out, I know that for sure, but these kids over here throwing rocks. Come on, Eclipse. It's one of our favorite fields. It's the only field, to be honest.
Daddy, Eclipse is funny. No.
Sometimes I wonder. What you singing, Marley?
The song.
Sing it.
Do you love me? I can really move. Do you love me? I'm in love
These are the kids I have to live with here. Strange.
Watch me now. Get out of here!
And I almost got you falling.
Don't show it on Mila. It's never over.
Well, that about pretty much sums up a little bit of what we've been dealing with since we got here. But we have gotten her back. Everything is well. She's transitioning good. Kids are transitioning good. And she's back looking healthy. She was never unhealthy, but you know what I'm saying. She's happy. Look at this. It's just strange.
No.
For no reason. It's just weird.
Get to it. Oh my gosh.
It's just strange. They are just strange. All of them. A little bit of a better view. Mountains. Literally that close.